Hello, my dear friends and fellow growth seekers. My name is Dana and I'm your favorite mindset coach. And today I want to review the Intelligent Change Summit. In this video, you will understand what is Intelligent Change Summit about, the practical event details of where, when, how much, and so on. You will learn what I loved and what I didn't love about the event, and you will also have my full ratings of the event. And if you stick around until the end, I will give you a nice bonus. So what is Intelligent Change Summit? Now, this summit is created by Mimi and Alex Icon, the founders of Intelligent Change brand, which produces all sorts of amazing things for your self-development and growth, such as the 5-minute journal, different conversation cards that help you connect with people in front of you. They create amazing affirmation cards, stoic cards, and loads of other nice products that help you grow. A couple of years ago, Mimi and Alex decided to create an event that would bring together inspiring people, both that they know and don't know, and gather for a weekend of inspiration, elevation, motivation, impact, and pure enjoyment. And this is how the Intelligent Change Summit was born. It has now happened 2 years in a row, 2023 and 2024. Intelligent Change has a couple of core pillars that is founded around. One of them is community, so bringing people together that are like-minded, that have a same vision, and that want to do good in the world. It is around impact, so actually making a change in the world. It is about inspiration, so having different experts in their field come and give different panel talks and spark conversations around that change and elevation. It is definitely around amazing food and enjoying a beautiful setting. And of course, around health and wellness, both mental and physical. So let me share some more practical information about the event with you. So the event takes place in Six Senses Ibiza at the north of the island. This year it happened from 18th until the 21st of April, 2024. And the event is strictly invite only, which means that Mimi and Alex personally interview every single person that they are inviting to the event to understand whether they would align with the overall experience and the vibe of the event, if you will. So both years, the invitees were between 150 to 180 guests. Plus there's around 40 speakers and facilitators of the workshops. Now let's talk about the cost. This is definitely not a cheap experience. It is priced at 5,000 euros plus the hotel, which will usually set you aside at least 1,500 for the weekend. So you're realistically looking at spending minimum of 6,500 to 7,000 euros for the weekend of Thursday afternoon to Sunday morning. The accommodation, I must say, is absolutely incredible. Let me see if I can add some videos or photos that show you how it looks. It is the most luxurious, cool, vibey, sustainable type of hotel. They grow their own produce and they use natural materials like wood, linen, cotton, all throughout the hotel. And the amenities that you will see are absolutely incredible. Now, let me share what I loved about the event. Now, first and foremost, I want to say everything because it was the first ever event of this type that I ever attended. It was 2023, and when a friend of mine told me about it, he shared the brochure and I said, oh my gosh, this looks like everything that I always dreamed about. Amazing people, amazing learning, incredible vision. I love this and this looks so cool. And then I saw the price and I was like, there's no way I'm going. Absolutely no way. It's so expensive. I've never spent so much money on an event in my life, nor I could imagine doing that. So I said no to my friend that told me about it. And I kept thinking about it for a couple of weeks until I convinced myself that I have to go. And so I did go and I definitely did not regret it. So let me share a little bit more about the experience. So I loved, first and foremost, the people. The people are always the most important, and I don't think I've ever experienced an event where I met so many incredible, inspiring, kind, accomplished, high quality people. And I don't say that lightly, high quality people. When I say that, I mean that you could just go around the event and you know that whoever you spoke to would be an interesting and kind person. And they would make you feel safe and seen. I think it's because of the process of invite only of the founders that the community, the guest list can be so curated. So they're only inviting people that they can feel are going to be in line with the whole mission and the whole environment that they want to create. So I'm going to inquire whether there's a way that you can go if you don't know them. And if there is, then I'll just put it in the description. So yeah, so people are definitely the biggest thing that I loved about this. I made lifelong friends that I've been friends ever since I went to the summit. The second time I went this year, it was like going to this familiar reunion with old friends that I had met the year before. So it's an amazing feeling. And I also must say that professionally, it really helped me because the contacts that I made in the first year, with some of them, I actually created a podcast episode. This event really created a domino effect in my life where, because I met this person in the summit, they invited me to this other event. And then when I went to that event, I bumped into that person that told me about this other person. And then I went to that event and then I met more people. And so it just created this spider web of more amazing people in my life, more community, more opportunities, more learning and more growth. So I'm just infinitely grateful for this event and for all the people that I met in it. Now, the next thing that I loved are the talks. The talks that they had were so high quality and they were so inspiring and educational. I just remember this one talk specifically in the first year that I went, so 2023, where I think it was this man called Ermakora, and he was talking about the future architecture of cities and how they can be more integrated with nature. I just remember in this one point I wrote some notes and I wrote in capital letters, I said, think bigger for your own life. And that really encapsulates how much inspiration this event gives me. It's only been put on for 2 times, but both times I felt so inspired when I went away, both by the people that I met and the talks and the information that I consumed, that it created a next stage evolution for me. So yeah, definitely the inspiration aspect via all the talks and workshops that I experienced in the summit was a plus for me. Now, the next thing that I loved was the emphasis on relationships and sexuality. And what I mean by that is they had a lot of workshops around how to create more intimacy with your partner, how to experience more pleasure when you are both alone or with a partner. Generally, how to be more sensual, how to create a better contact and engagement with your partner, and also with yourself. I think it's all about the love that you have for yourself, not only the love that you can share with the partner. So generally speaking, I don't see, or I hadn't experienced or heard about a lot of events kind of focusing on that, let's say sexual well-being and flourishing, if you will. And so that kind of made it like a taboo almost topic. And a lot of us, you know, when we're raised, depending on the culture, it is kind of a taboo topic. So it was really refreshing to see that just kind of spoken about openly and in an educational way as well. So I also saw that people were really keen to explore that and learn about that more, just precisely because it's considered like such a taboo. So that was a great aspect, I think, as well. Another thing that I really enjoyed was the food. Let me tell you, if you go to Six Senses, you will probably experience this. I'm imagining that they, you know, have the same standard of quality of food anytime you go there. The food is just incredible. I used to not be much of a vegetable person. I always like to see protein on my plate. I'm an indulgent carb eater, and vegetables somehow always were pushed aside in my priority list, or at least in my preference list. And in this Six Senses, the vegetables were so delicious. Everything was cooked incredibly, and I'm a big foodie and I just really enjoyed the food, basically. There is what I'm trying to say. Another thing that I really loved was generally the setting. As I said, the hotel is absolutely stunning. The views are beautiful. All the amenities are sensational. So yes, the setting makes a difference. You just feel very luxurious. You feel very pampered, and yes, beautiful setting. And last thing that I will say that kind of stuck with me was the musical performances. I found them really different and special, and it actually revealed a new genre of music for me the first time I went to the summit. And I would just classify it as this kind of soul music. And what I mean is this beautiful music that just charges you energetically. It doesn't seep away. I listen to all sorts of music, but that music really just fills your heart and fills your soul and just leaves you highly energized and just feeling from your heart. So the musicians that they had were Face Soul, it was Aware, it was Alondrell, and a couple of others. And yeah, that music it was playing on the strings of my heart, and it was just beautiful. And I also appreciated the fact that there was no parties really. Actually, there was just this enjoyment of beautiful music and this togetherness and appreciation of the beauty of sound, really. And yeah, there weren't really any parties, there were no drugs, which I really, again, appreciated. This was like the kind of cluster of everything that I like, amazing people, a lot of growth, a lot of learning, a lot of physical exercise, amazing food, sunny vibe, and beautiful music. It was, yeah, very, very wholesome. I like that. So now what I didn't like. This is a very hard segment for me to prepare because at the top of my head, I would say there's nothing that I didn't like because I really love it. But I was thinking in the first year was definitely as amazing as it was also a very overwhelming, just because, again, it was the first type of an event of this sort that I ever attended. And it was overwhelming because the program is very packed. Again, you have around maybe at least 3 options per any given time of the things that you can go to. And whilst I think that's amazing, and I think they kind of should be doing that just because different people want different things, it was just very overwhelming because I was trying to get everywhere, and I was torn between, going to a workshop or a talk, and I wanted to see everything and know everything and experience everything. And of course I couldn't do that because I couldn't split myself in, 3 people. So I would say that definitely just going into the event with this intention and understanding that you will find what is best for you regardless, and wherever you are, just enjoy that moment. Be super, super present, because that's how you will get the most of any experience everywhere in general, and including this one as well. And of course, smart thing to do is check the agenda beforehand so you can see which type of speakers and workshops are the absolute most important to you to make it. Make sure that you just note them down, and then for everything else, just flow and enjoy the process. So definitely I would suggest to take a day to decompress afterwards. So they finish on Sunday morning. I would definitely take a day to just relax and process everything, maybe journal your insights, and just kind of settle in your body, because there's a lot of stimuli in the weekend, so much to do, so many new people you meet, so you get very, very, very excited and your nervous system gets very stimulated. So definitely taking a day to decompress and fully integrate everything that you've absorbed in that weekend is a great idea to do. Now, another thing that I thought would be great is if they filmed the panel speeches. So this way, if I'm torn between a practical physical workshop and a talk, and I kind of want to do both, maybe I have the opportunity to watch the talk later, but of course I can't do the workshop later. So they actually did that. So this year in 2024, they were recording some of the big panel talks, so you could just go on and watch them later at your own pace if you wanted to prefer to do a workshop. So they kind of did that already. And last but not least, I would love to just have it longer. I'm enjoying this experience so much that I would absolutely love to have an extra half day or just a couple of more hours of being together, because the event is amazing. So that's not really something that I dislike, but maybe a suggestion rather. So now, what are my takeaways? And again, by takeaways, I mean specifically things that I am taking away, that I inherited with this experience, that are a part of me now. So number one, absolutely the people. So as I mentioned, I've made a lot of new friends from this experience, and I cherish them. I love them. They're such a source of joy in my life. So I'm very, very grateful for that. And another thing is this inspiration, this seeing of more possibilities. The event definitely charges me and expands my vision to the greater possibilities. It makes me think and feel bigger. So that's a great patrimony, I think. And finally, this year in 2024, I had a very profound experience on the very last day of the summit, the Sunday morning. It was completely unexpected. I barely rolled out of my bed at 9 a.m. and made it to this 1-hour meditation session. And during that meditation, I just had my first ever truly mystical experience. I'm not going to tell you the experience because it will get very, very long, but long story short, I had a very profound experience during that meditation, and it completely shifted me and it changed me. It definitely left a mark, and it was very beautiful. So had I not been there, and had I not been so elevated energetically and emotionally in the duration of that weekend, I don't think that experience would have happened. And so I'm just very grateful again for having been there and having had the privilege of experiencing all of this. Okay, so now the rated segment that you were all waiting for. So the food, 5 out of 5 stars, absolutely nothing to say. Sensational, amazing, delicious. I want to eat it every single day. The value for money, even though it is very expensive, it is worth it, at least for me, because all of the reasons that I listed earlier in this video. So 5 out of 5 stars here as well. This time I will mention a new category, which is people/vibe, and I will give it 5 stars out of 5, just because that is for me the main and most important aspect of the event. And I've never been to another event that exceeded the quality of these two things in an event. Finally, the overall rating, I absolutely give it 5 out of 5 stars, because that is by far my favorite event, and I've been to a lot of events in 2024. And yeah, I love it. Would I go again? Absolutely. Do I recommend it for others? Absolutely. If you can get invited, absolutely take this opportunity and go. It will be life-changing. If I had to have any suggestions for the organizers, I would just say, please keep making it. And if there's a chance to make little quarterly or even every 6 months little gathering for people that want to gather and kind of refresh all of those connections, refresh that energy throughout the year, I think that would be a beautiful addition to already the amazing event that they're throwing. With that, we're wrapping up, and thank you so much for watching this. I hope this was useful. If you already have gone to Intelligent Change Summit and want to share your experience, please do so in the comment sections below. I would love to know whether you agree with me, whether there's something else that was standing out for you. And for those of you who haven't been, I hope this was entertaining, inspiring, energizing, and useful. For all of you that have stayed this long, I would love to offer you a bonus. So as we're nearing 2025 very, very rapidly, I want to share with you my 2024 list of must-read books. I'm preparing the one for 2025, but if you want to catch up, then please, this is the list for 2024 books. They have absolutely changed my life. So if you haven't read any of those, please do so. Enjoy.